Just scream the facts about mental illness. And the main fact is that mental illness needs more funding and more people talking about it. My name is Michael David Smith. I'm 28 years old. I'm originally from Alberta. I was born and raised there. We lived in Saudi Arabia when I was in junior high, and then I went to high school in Singapore. And after Singapore, I decided to go back to Edmonton for university. And that's where my problems began. It was around my third year where I kind of had my first breakdown. And my only way to cope with things was to maybe drink or do drugs. It was always kind of the same story, different scene type of thing, a few months of clean time, then a major relapse.
Unfortunately, when you struggle with mental illness, you're on your own in a lot of cases. Your traditional friends are gone, they don't understand. You're isolated. You're depressed, you can't get out of bed in the morning. Your whole life is turned upside down. Suicide at this point is the #2 killer of youth between 15 and 24. My daughter suffered with mental illness, and unfortunately she was one of the unfortunate ones who slipped through the cracks and was one of the statistics who committed suicide at the age of 23.
I try to describe to them what it was like being crazy, and maybe they get it, but maybe they don't, and most of the time I don't think they do.
I didn't quite get it. You start to understand this is not a choice, a lifestyle choice. This is what you're dealt. These are the cards that you're dealt.
I remember reading a book that a psychiatrist lent to me a little while ago called The Highly Sensitive Person. And it basically says that people who are incredibly sensitive, if they're in a negative environment, they suffer more than the average person. But if they're put into a positive environment, they could even exceed a normal person's expectations.
I didn't used to. When I have my book in front of me, I don't get nervous.
If you need help getting a job, finding an apartment, getting back to school, dealing with community services, there's support staff here that can help you with that.
It's sometimes a very simple function that Laing performs, giving people an environment where they can talk to other people who have been through something and make a meal together or do an activity together. And it's just reminding people that they're human is so important, because actually that's quite easily forgotten after you've been given a label.
Laing House is one of a kind in Canada. What it provides is a peer support center for kids that suffer with mental illness, and what it does is it gives them hope.
Things really didn't start to turn around for me until getting discharged in the winter and joining Laing House.
One of the mottos at Laing House is called "Come as you are." That they're going to be welcomed, that they're going to become part of a community just upon entering these doors.
It's not in a clinical environment. As you can see, it's pretty laid back, very artistic. Our members are from poetry to art to photography, and these are all things that the members have been able to draw out of these people and for them to focus on their strengths.
The thing that boggles my mind is why there's not more of these institutions around the country. Peer support is just such a foundation, and without it, people can't begin to recover.
Without Laing House, a lot of youth would not be here. That's a reality.
Those experiences have made me what I am, and then a place like Laing House has done nothing but encourage me to kind of fulfill myself.
I see members being able to give back. I see a lot of members that I know want to be peer support workers at some point in time, which is really great.
What really sort of gives me goosebumps is when I hear a story of someone who came in here 4 years ago, nowhere to turn, and 3 years later, and have come out the other end with a career, educated, an ambassador to the younger youth that are still going through the process. That in itself is where I see the big reward.
I am very fortunate to see the process of transformation that happens with all of our members, and it has taught me that we all can be better people, we all can evolve, we all can come through the things that have caused us pain and suffering.
It's been one of the better years of my time in Halifax, and like this upcoming year, I don't know, the sky's the limit. But that's just because I'm eligible to be a member at Laing House.